This is Cal Lucas with Think Future. So I've been asked a number of times from startup founders or people who are aspiring startup founders or armchair startup founders who say, how do I know? What are the elements of a successful business? What are the elements of a successful startup? I really love doing X. It's my joy to do X. I want to spend all of my time doing X. X is awesome, and I love it, and it completes me. X is great. I went on to do a startup having to do X, and I want to do X for other people. That's passion, okay? You love doing X, which is great, but is it a business? I don't know. You need two other things in addition to the passion to turn this into a business. The second one is skill. Skill. Can you do X really, really well? Do you have a talent for X? When you do X, do people go, wow, that is really amazing. You've done a fantastic job with that X, and it's awesome. You are the best at X. You are amazing at X. So that's number two. That's skill. So you have to have the passion, and you have to have the skill. And the third thing you have to have, and this is essential, without this, then you may as well forget about it. You may as well just say, you know what, I'm not going to do a business doing this. I'm going to do it as a hobby. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it, but I'm not going to make 1 red cent doing this. Not 1 red cent. And you should be okay with it, because many of these things that we're passionate about and we're really good at don't necessarily make money. And they don't necessarily make money because people are not willing to pay for them. And the third thing is demand. That's right, folks, demand. Does anybody want X? I mean, if you look back at almost every failed startup, sure, there are some that have to do with the founders not liking each other anymore, or money troubles or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, the reason why startups fail is because there is no demand for what they're trying to sell. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, sure, there's a demand. I make X, and I'm really good at making X. And people say to me, oh man, the X you make is so amazing. I would love to buy it. But then you take your passion and you create X, you use your skill to create X, and you put it out on the market, and nobody buys X because talk is cheap, right? They won't put their money down, but they'll tell you, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's a phenomenal idea. How many times has this happened to you? So you need demand. And I'm not talking about demand where people say to you, oh yeah, that's great, I want to do that. Because people will say that to you. They'll say to you, yes, that's fantastic, that's amazing, I will pay you for that. And then when push comes to shove, you think they'll open their wallet? No. So you need a demand, you need the type of demand where someone will pay for whatever service you are willing to offer. Someone will pay you for X. And this is why I've said so many times before that the minimum viable product that you need to create should be a no-code product where you deliver this thing in such a way that it costs you very little time and money to create this thing and get people to buy it. Not just to sign up for a newsletter, not just to give you their email address, not just to give you their name, not just to sign up for whatever materials you can send to them, but have them open their wallet. That actually give you some money for this X that you are creating. Once you can prove that you have those 3 things, you have the passion to create the thing, you have the skill to create the thing, and you have the demand to buy the thing, then you have the 3 magical elements of startup nirvana. Because once you have all those things, once you've proven those 3 things, all you need to do from that point on is scale. Scale, scale, scale. Take this thing and scale it up. You've proven the model. If you have those 3 things, then you're golden. If you're missing any of them, your startup's probably going to fail. If you don't have the passion, then you're going to have down times when you aren't going to want to work on this thing. If you don't have the skill, whatever you could produce is going to be crap. And if you don't have the demand, nobody's going to buy it. So you need those 3 key things to build your startup. And you don't necessarily need them to be all in yourself. You could always have co-founders that have some of those elements, but you need those 3 elements in order for your startup to survive and thrive.